Hello, today is Thursday, April 16, 2020. Lesson 10.2, we're going to classify triangles by angles. Alright, take a look at page 555. Go ahead and look at page 555. I didn't remember what I was doing for a minute. Classify triangles by angles. The essential question is this: how can you classify triangles by the size of their angles? How can you classify triangles by the size of their angles? Let's look at unlock the problem. A triangle is a polygon with 3 sides and 3 angles. You can name a triangle by the vertices of its angles. Okay? And remember, we talked about a vertex. A vertex is the middle, one of the middle points. Okay? Right here on the in your book, they have a triangle, and they have each vertex labeled. All right? So they have A, B, and C. So you have a vertex right here, and right here. All right? So you can name a triangle by the vertices of its angle. So remember, we have to do the symbol first before we label anything. So right here, the possible names of this triangle could be A, B, C, and then it continues on. It could be A, B, C, B, C, A, and without messing up any more triangles, I want you to reference your book. So A, B, C, A, C, A, B, A, C, B, B, A, C, C, B, A. So they give you all the different type of combinations that you can have for that particular angle, or triangle, excuse me. So, activity 1, by the way, an angle of a triangle can be right, it can be acute or obtuse. So you can be right, acute, or obtuse, an angle of a triangle. Activity 1, identify right, acute, and obtuse angles. Once again, we're talking about identifying. It's all about identifying it, and then we're going to label them accordingly. So use the triangle color guide to color the triangles below. So look at your triangle color guide right here. Triangle color guide. Red is for one right angle. Blue is for one obtuse angle, and orange is for 3 acute angles. So take a look at it. I want you to label these, okay? Now, so I want you to put O for obtuse, R for right angle, right? And then I want you to put B for blue. No, that's not what I want. I'm sorry, I did that all wrong for you. So I want you to put O for orange, R for right, because I'm smart. And then I want you to put B for blue. Follow the book. How about that? So use the triangle code. So obviously, if it's going to be if you're going to put an O in it, that means it has 3 acute angles. If you're going to put a B inside of the angle, that means it has an obtuse angle. And if you're going to put a R in front of the triangle, that means it's going to have a right angle in it. So take a look at the first one. The first one that you have right there, that looks like this. Mine's not going to be maybe so identifiable, identical. And that's going to be, if you pay attention to it, doesn't have it doesn't have a right angle in it. Does it have an obtuse an obtuse angle in it? So that's going to be a little bit more angle. Or does it have and for the orange, does it have 3 acute angles in it? So our acute angle is going to be a little slanted. Does it have 3 acute angles in it? Remember what acute angle is. An acute angle is less than 90 degrees. An obtuse angle is more than a right angle, and more than but less than a straight angle. And then the 3 acute angles, and a right angle is 90 degrees, obviously. And the right angle, remember, a right angle is going to have that little square inside of it. All right, so the first one is going to be orange, because that's going to be what? What do we say orange is? 3 acute angles. That's 3 acute angles. No matter how you turn that angle, it's going to always equal 3 acute angles. Okay? The second one, everywhere where you see the little square at, that's going to be a right angle in, okay? And then the second one, the triangle right here at the top, mine is not going to be so identical to theirs, but that's going to be B. All right, that's going to be one obtuse angle. So, forgive me, it's not going to be as well as theirs, okay? But you get the idea from that. And then you have another one. All right, and it's going to be slanted a little bit more. Forgive me, because mine looks a little bit right. So it's going to be a little bit more slanted. And I'm going to have more. Maybe I'll do more on the board, on the whiteboard for you. So with that being said, you're going to have OBR for the first row, BRO for the second row, and RBR for the third row. And on page 556, where it lists right there, where they've highlighted the vocabulary words that you need to know. An acute angle is a triangle with 3 acute angles. An obtuse angle is a triangle with 1 obtuse angle. And a right angle is a triangle with 1 right angle. Now, use a Venn diagram to classify triangles. Write the names of the triangles in the Venn diagram. So they want the ones for acute angles, right angles, and obtuse angles. So you're going to have to look at all of these triangles, and you're going to have to identify them. Now, I will give you the first one for each one initially, and then after that, we'll go ahead and we'll continue from there, and we'll, as a class collectively, I'll be calling on you to go ahead and ensure that you understand what you are looking at. You're going to have to identify. Remember, it's all about you looking at the work, the previous examples, and for you to identify, but this is going to take some studying. All right, acute angles. I can give you the first one. The first acute angles you're going to have is acute triangle is going to be RST. And then for the right angle, one of the first ones for a right angle, this is acute. The first for the right angle is going to be PQR. And for an obtuse angle, one of the first ones for the obtuse triangle, I keep saying angle, is going to be WVX. All right? Those are your first examples on page 556. With that being said, I want you to go ahead and study, look at all of these, okay? Look at all of them. Make sure that you are focusing and studying on what is being asked of you. Study the vocabulary. That's what's going to help you. With that being said, though, I'm going to go ahead and let you all start up, and then we'll continue from there. All right? Ready to go. It's all about geometry. Have a wonderful day.